for the rest of the story and more, please welcome Mr. Paine with his speech entitled Thomas Paine Coming to America. Thomas Paine Coming to America. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. Now, after that joyous journey, and convinced I would die before I saw anything of America, I landed in Philadelphia on 30 November 1774. I was suffering from what they called ship fever, otherwise known as typhus. Headaches, fever, chills, fatigue, nausea, rash from head to toe, the whole lot. I only managed to survive because I had a few pounds in my pocket. I was able to get a doctor to take me off the ship onto a stretcher into his home, where I was able to recuperate after several weeks. But after that time, in January 1775, I was able to get out of the house, into the streets, and explore the city of Philadelphia. At the time, it was almost 100 miles from the sea, but already the third largest port in the world. Home to 30,000 souls, founded by a Quaker, tolerant of all religions, and filled with an amazing assortment of booksellers, debate clubs, and taverns. But even the streets, laid out like a grid designed by William Penn himself. So rational, so enlightened, so unlike the elegance of the roads back home, which were designed more or less like wherever the cows may roam. But here I was. How a traveling corset maker, teacher, widower, grocer, taxman, who had failed utterly everything I'd ever attempted. And how I ended up, delirious with fever, on the shores of this Quaker utopia. It's a story so preposterous, it can only be true. Let it be known that Tom Paine stands on the threshold of a new world. He has left England behind him, discarded it like a threadbare old suit, and I stand here today as a free man. My God, you can smell it. You can smell the freedom in the air. Well, freedom's all very well, but a free man still has to eat. So, after traveling around the streets of Philadelphia for 3 days, I met the acquaintance of a bookseller named Robert Aitken. And he looked over some of my writings, decided I could help him out as being the editor of a new magazine he was starting. It had a rather catchy name. It was called the Pennsylvania Magazine. But I was writing again. I was writing essays and poems and announcements and the occasional math puzzle. But I felt reborn. America's energies and resources were inspiring. Her future held in store unimaginable greatness. And I understood the real engine of that greatness, which was knowing this: our happiness will always depend upon ourselves. Unfortunately, alas, freedom did not extend, happiness did not extend to all the people. Even in Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. At the time, I was living at the corner of Market and Front Street in a rooming house. When I looked out the window, one of the things I could see was the Philadelphia slave market. Yes. The paradox of black bondage in the midst of a thriving, liberty-loving people. Children bought and sold. The selling of human souls. Now, it's true, the British got rich by gathering slaves in Africa, selling to Americans at a very healthy profit. So that makes the seller swine. about the virtue of the buyer. I began to write about the abolition of slavery, the complete emancipation of all Africans in every colony. Something that wouldn't come about for another 90 years. Moving on. When I first came to America, it was several months before the hostilities with Great Britain broke out. At that time, I could see the people suspicious of the government in England, but their allegiance to Britain was tenacious. They disliked the Parliament, but they loved their mother country. Their sole objective was reconciliation. I had no thoughts of allegiance or independence from England or for arms against England. The world could not convince me whether or not I should be either a soldier or a writer. All that changed. 19th of April, 1775. Lexington, Massachusetts. British soldiers encountered a group of American militiamen. The redcoats had shouted, "Lay down your arms, rebels, you're all dead men! Disperse! Lay down your arms! You're villains!" The soldiers opened fire without orders. 8 militiamen were killed, 10 wounded. Now, when the country to which I just set my foot is set on fire about my ears, it was time to stir. I decided to devote all my time and energies to writing in support of the American cause. Some people, word of my project got around. Some people would say, "That's Tom Paine. He's preaching dissolution and hatred and revolt. Separation from the mother country." Other people would answer, "That's common sense." And perhaps even a worthy title for my book as well. Until next time, Madam Toastmaster.